This isn't where most people start. It's easy to overlook, and even harder to forget. This is Fukuoka, Japan's 6th largest city, and the largest in Kyushu, and our base for everything beyond it. We'll start here in the city, exploring it from day to night. Then we'll head even further out, to sacred mountain temples, legendary castles, and history that still hits hard. And this time, I'm not doing it alone. I'm spending it with some of my favorite people. By the end, you'll see why Fukuoka is what your Japan trip is missing. Now I know it might seem far, but getting here is easier than you think. It's either a 2-hour flight from Tokyo or a 2.5-hour bullet train from Kyoto. But the best part is, once you do arrive, you're already in the heart of it. Fukuoka is a big city that doesn't feel like one. It's divided by canals and connected by bridges that makes you want to explore it, and feels less overwhelming than other big cities. The city is divided into 3 distinct sides. There's Tenjin, the pulse of the city. Between them is Nakasu, a small island that comes alive at night, and Hakata, where most people arrive and the gateway to it all, and where our story begins. You're almost guaranteed to get lost here, and I'm pretty sure that's by design. Canal City calls itself a city within a city. 5 stories of shops, food, and endless distractions. And it's only a short walk from Hakata Station. And if you're easing into Fukuoka, this is a pretty good place to start. No matter what time of day you come, there's always something happening, and every turn feels like its own little discovery. My personal favorite? The Gundam base. Still a rare treat to find outside of Tokyo. And as special as this one felt, Fukuoka takes things to a whole nother level. More on that a bit later. But it won't be long until you've done just enough cardio shopping around to earn the next stop. Ramen Stadium. An entire floor dedicated to ramen from Fukuoka and beyond. You're spoiled for choice, and the options here can be a bit overwhelming at first, but you really can't go wrong. Every time I visit, I try a new spot, and it never disappoints. Fukuoka is home to Hakata Ramen, the city's legendary tonkotsu style. Rich, creamy pork broth paired with thin noodles. And then there's styles you didn't even know existed, like tomato broth ramen, which tastes better than it sounds, and does make you wonder, at what point does this just become pasta? As we make our way to the next stop, we pass through the oldest shopping street. But Fukuoka isn't just malls. Just around the corner, we step back in time to a place that stood here for centuries. Kushida Shrine is one of the oldest in the city, and still part of daily life. This place seems unassuming at first. But here, Hakata tradition still stands tall. The old heart of Fukuoka, that's still very much alive. Tenjin, Fukuoka's downtown district, and the heartbeat of the city. It's where most of my days start, with no shortage of gems waiting to be discovered, and Rec Coffee is one of them. A homegrown specialty coffee chain with great coffee and food that quickly became part of my daily routine. If you want something a little more classic, there's Coffee Shop Noda, an old-school local shop that's been serving the community for over 60 years. The kind of place where the coffee looks so good you almost don't want to ruin it by drinking it. Almost. But now we trade the rush of the city for the complete opposite. One of Fukuoka's most iconic escapes. Just a short walk west of the city center, the pace changes completely, and we cross into the slower side of Fukuoka. This is Ohori Park, a giant lake right in the middle of the city, where locals come to slow things down. And it's got a pretty interesting history. It was once part of Fukuoka Castle, then later inspired by West Lake in Hangzhou, China. Except this one has its own Starbucks.
Interns, now you chanty.
Most people come for a stroll and a little peace. But if you really want the full experience, why just circle the park when you could become part of it?
Okay.
Now, the idea of pedaling across the water may sound peaceful. That is until you step inside. And quickly start to realize the Swan boat was designed for neither our height nor our knees. Your knees are so high. Thank you, there's more legroom back. Oh yeah, you want to switch? Alright, it's more room, right? Yeah, a little bit. What we thought would be a calm little boat ride quickly became a full lower body workout, just with better views. Do it for the video. Whether you're here for the calm or a workout, Ohori Park delivers. From here, we push further north, where the city starts to open up towards the coast. But if you want the full picture, there's only one place to go next. Fukuoka Tower. At 234 meters, it's the tallest seaside tower in Japan. And in just seconds, you're lifted 123 meters above the city. There's something about seeing a city from above that brings everything into focus. To the east, Hakata and Tenjin, where we started. And to the south, the city stretching towards the mountains. To the west, the edge of the bay. And to the north, the sea and sky blur into one. And it's not just the view. There's even a sky cafe up here if you want to sit with it a little longer. But Fukuoka Tower isn't just about the views. At this altitude, love is in the air. A lover's sanctuary where you could lock your love away forever. But the tower's energy has reached much farther than Fukuoka, even into the far reaches of space. The tower was used as a power source, drawing energy from above to bring havoc on the city below it. But that was a long time ago, and these days, the tower has a different kind of energy. Fukuoka Tower gets all the attention for being the giant in town, and rightfully so, but it's not the only one. The power of a Gundam, and a piece of my childhood standing before me. For as long as I've been coming to Japan, I've made it a point to see them. I'll never forget seeing the original ARC-78 in Odaiba. Then there was the moving Gundam in Yokohama. And if you're hoping to see them, you missed your chance. These things come and go, so when there's one standing, you go. As far as I know, there's only 2 life-size Gundams left in Japan, and this one is the tallest. And it's not just the statue, there's a whole world that's built around it. Granted, it's inside another mall, but once you step in, it's hard not to get pulled into it. From every imaginable figure across the series, to battles playing out in every direction. The last time I tried playing, I got absolutely destroyed from some Japanese kid. So these days, I like to admire the battles from a safe distance. You could spend weeks in Fukuoka alone and just scratch the surface, but stepping beyond the city is what adds a whole new layer. Fukuoka's larger-than-life moments don't end in the city. Hidden in the hills beyond it, another giant waits. Nanzoin feels like another world, and for many, the beginning of a spiritual pilgrimage. The paths don't feel fixed. They pull you deeper, past statues and guardians. Faces that feel ancient, some almost menacing. But fear not, these are the guardians of the realm, standing watch over what lies ahead. And it's something truly remarkable. 41 meters of bronze. This is the moment of passing, the moment of nirvana. The Reclining Buddha, said to be the largest of its kind. I've been lucky enough to see Buddhas before, in Kamakura, just south of Tokyo, and in other corners of the world. They're always impressive, but it's far more rare to find one like this. And for something that feels so ancient, it's surprisingly modern, completed in 1995, which also means I'm older than it. As I struggle to cope with that revelation, its story here is just as unexpected. It was reportedly funded by a monk who won the lottery multiple times, so naturally, it's become a symbol of good luck, with people hoping just a little bit of that fortune might rub off. But standing beneath it, luck feels like the surface. Maybe it's a reminder that leaving isn't always loss. Sometimes, it's arrival.
Hakata, 17時43分.
Kumamoto Castle, over 400 years old and one of Japan's legendary castles, built by this guy, Kato Kiyomasa, a warlord who is obsessed with defense. Everything about this place was designed to hold, and it did. When the age of the samurai was coming to an end, this castle became one of Japan's last major battlegrounds, and it held, just not for himself. His clan held it only for a few decades before another clan had taken over. Shame he couldn't have stayed longer, and I couldn't either. It's really not my style to come all the way here just to check off a landmark, but it was something I didn't want to miss, or the next stop. It's our final day trip before we return to Fukuoka. It's the furthest trip we'll take, and the hardest to forget. Nagasaki, a city that's always looked outward, connected to the world long before much of Japan was. But that's not what brings most people here. In 1945, Nagasaki became the site of the second atomic bombing, and in an instant, everything changed. More than 80 years later, the city's been rebuilt, but Peace Park stands at the center of that memory. One hand pointing to the sky, a reminder of what happened, the other stretched outward, a gesture towards peace. All around it, statues gifted from countries across the world. Some celebrate life and the beauty of it. Others reflect the unimaginable loss that unfolded here. The path leads to the epicenter, the exact point where the bomb detonated. Only fragments remain. At the center, the Hypocenter Monument. Standing here is something you can't really put into words, but its message is still painfully relevant. What happened here must never be repeated. We've explored some unforgettable places beyond the city, and yet it still feels like we've just scratched the surface. But every time we come back to Fukuoka, it started to feel a little more like home. The day trips pulled us further out, but the nights here always pulled us back in.
Oh shit. Okay, cheers. Cheers.
And right as the sun starts going down, the city turns into my favorite version of itself. There's a different kind of freedom here after dark, and all you really need is just enough curiosity to see where the night takes you. And that usually starts with food. These are Yatai, compact open-air stalls that only come out at night. You sit shoulder to shoulder with strangers, order what you can, and really just figure it out as you go. I find myself drifting back towards Tenjin. It's a bit more low-key and feels more local. And I'll be honest, it is intimidating to grab a seat on a crowded Yatai, feeling unsure, a little out of place, and yet somehow exactly where you're supposed to be. Once the night starts moving, we just keep following it. Fukuoka makes that dangerously easy. Everything feels close enough to take one more turn. And a few I came back to more times than I'd like to admit. After everything we saw outside of the city, it's the moments like these that made Fukuoka feel like a home away from home.
How close am I?
The kind of night where you stop thinking about where you're going next. And in that moment, there was nowhere else I'd rather be. And sadly, it's time to say goodbye to Janty and Rose. After an epic week together, from Matsuyama to Fukuoka, I'm back on the road solo. And from here, we head further south, towards volcanoes, islands, and a side of Japan most people never reach. That's where we're going next.